Hi guys, so today we're going to be fitting a outside hot water tap. So this is going to be used for a doggy shower. It could be used for cleaning your boots or whatever, just getting warm water outside. So to do that, we're going to be fitting a blending valve. So this blending valve has the isolation valves in there. It also has the check valves, which is required by the water regulations to protect the category 1 waters from category 2. Basically all you need to do in this system, so this is our setup that we've got at the moment. We've got a cold water pipe at the bottom, so we're going to be bringing the pipe through somewhere here. The harder part of this job would be getting the hot water, so we're going to have to come off this unvented cylinder, off of here, come to the back, drop it down and drop it around here somewhere, get round, maybe go underneath the magnetic cleaner and over this pipe, and then to basically on the wall somewhere here. If your tap is or your wall, outside wall, is behind your kitchen sink, you could do all this underneath your kitchen sink. You've got your hot, you've got your cold there, you know, straight out. It's going to be a lot easier to do under a kitchen sink than it is in this setup, because you've got less pipe work to do. But I'm going to show you how to do it in here. It's pretty simple the way it works, so I hope you enjoy. Let's get this done. Right, okay, so this is the outside tap, which is a cold water tap only. We're going to be bringing ours out. We're going to be putting our outside tap somewhere near next to it, so they've got a cold and a hot. Now we can see where this pipe comes out from the inside, so what I'm going to be doing, I'm going to be bringing it out here, so I'm not coming straight out the wall with the tap. I'm going to be doing it with the back plate elbow itself. So this back plate elbow is going to fit on the wall like so with the tap, and we're going to come down to it. So I'm going to use where the pipe on the inside is coming out the wall as a guide. I'm going to come up and to the right a little bit. I'm going to come through the mortar, because it's going to be easier than drilling through the brick itself. To do that, we're first going to use just a pilot hole, and then we're going to go through in 22mm because the pipe needs sleeving as it comes through the wall. So let's get that done. And you can see that's quite a thick wall, so that's why we need such a long pilot. They're going to use a 22mm to go along that pilot, so I can just leave it with 22mm pipe, the 15mm pipe coming through there. Pipe as a sleeving, so we can measure the distance of the wall, and this can then just sit through, and then we're going to be chopping it off, so that that's going to protect the 15mm pipe as it comes through the wall. You've got mortar in here which has got lime which will corrode the copper itself, so this acts as a protective sleeve. So now you can see this here. So basically we've had a little bit of blast off of the plastering, but that can be fixed once we've sorted it with a little bit of wall filler. You can see this 22mm copper pipe is fit through, so that's going to act as a sleeve on the way through there. So let's get the outside tap fitted and get the pipe through, and then we know what we're connecting onto, and then we can then look at where we're going to bring us cold and as hot round to connect onto the blending valve. I'm going to be using a 7mm drill bit for these holes. So I tend to use these duo power Fisher draw bolts. raw plugs that basically work on brick walls. They also work on plasterboard walls because of the way that the screws go in, they pull the back up. So basically we've measured this pipe just to stick out the other side of the wall when it goes through, and then this part is going to go actually on the bottom. So we need to get this fluxed first. And these are Yorkshire fittings, so they've actually got the solder already inside. Some people put a little bit more solder on, but as long as it looks okay, you should be good to go. You want to give this a clean and get all that flux off. Okay, so now we've got this pipe coming in, we can then look at where we're putting this blending valve. So I've just got a little piece of pipe at the moment. So this is going to be sitting on the top here. We just want to basically get that marked, get that cut, so that this blending valve can sit on top. Okay, so now this blending valve's in place, what we need to do is we need to connect off of this pipe here, which is going to come to the cold side, and then again we're going to be connecting off of the hot pipe up here and bring it down around the back, which is going to be tricky, but it's doable. Before we cut into any of these hot water pipes or cold water pipes, the first thing that you need to be doing is turn off the main supply to your house. So if you have a look down here, it's actually down there on the floor at the back. So that's a stop tap. So make sure you turn off the cold and hot. Open the cold and hot taps and drain the system of water. Once that's done, you can then cut into the pipes as the water be live. Okay, so on top of the cylinder, on the hot pipe, I'm actually going to be using a press fit fitting. Now the way that we do these is, once we get this fitting in the pipe and lined up, you then need to make sure that this ridge sits within the ridge of here. And then what it does is, when you press this button, it compresses the ends of these fittings, and this is the rubber seal that makes the watertight connection. Right, so this fitting then, basically, you go in there and that's going to compress onto the actual fitting. We can get this in, we can get the 15mm to go in here and the other side of the 22 to go in there. All the hot pipe being piped up from the top of the cylinder comes down the back, around these pipes, down the back of the boiler, underneath, round over these, and into the hot side of this. But we can turn this off. This still needs tightening, so we'll tighten that once it's done. We're now going to have a look at doing this cold pipe, which is going to be a lot easier, which is going to be connecting off of this pipe here, coming up and simply into there. Yeah. Right, okay, so we've turned the cold back on. So we've got the hot and the cold to this blending valve. As you can see, you can check that there's no leaks, especially on compression fittings. And then on the outside, you've got your tap, which when turned on, gives out warm water or hot water, and that can be adjusted inside. And that can be used for washing anything or for a doggy shower. If you're not happy with the temperature outside, you can always take this off the top, and then as you can see, this can be adjusted to give you more heat or to cool it down as well.